Hey everyone, welcome back. Of course, here with Kurt. Crazy video, crazy week. I don't even
Yeah.
know where to start. Really, the Q enters, what we're calling phase three. I'll let you intro everything, but wow, what a week. Starting, I hate to talk share price, but 10 cents to 20. Congratulations, of course, to you and the team. Some crazy growth. We were talking about it for months, ratings here, viewership here, Chingari, all sorts of stuff. It looks like it's finally, showing. But first things first, Kurt, how are you? And again,
Um,
congratulations.
I'm great. I mean, it can be nothing better than good after having, a week on the markets like this. I mean, the look, of course, it's easy for me to say because you're probably not going to find a CEO in the history of the planet who will tell you that their company is overvalued. But, I would have made the argument that we were, pretty seriously undervalued and have been for quite some time given what we were doing. But part of the reason for that was that we, pivoted and changed courses and did things a couple years back. And the other reason is we've really, as I've said before, we were building foundation. We were building the foundation of the business, and that takes time. It takes time anywhere. It takes time in India, and we've spoken before and talked about the fact that there's, phase one for us was building the product. Well, what's the product? The product is the channel and the VOD and the content and getting great content. And COVID helped us in that regard because it focused, we couldn't monetize the way we wanted to. So we had to sort of redouble our efforts on the product. And that's what we did. In addition to that, we continue to build distribution and get on things like the Chingari mobile app, which is like the TikTok of India, get on Amazon Fire TV, redouble our efforts of our marketing efforts with the television stuff that we were on and the OTT, et cetera, et cetera. So we worked on that distribution and we worked on that product, and that we just kept grinding and grinding and grinding. And we didn't put a focus on immediate monetization. We've always talked about monetization for us was phase three. And, really 2021 was the year for phase three. That's when phase three commenced. And we had dribs and drabs and we did a little money and it was still growing a bit, et cetera. But this is where we did the shift. And I've spoken a couple of times about it, about revenue, and revenue. I mean, the only way to really drive revenue is by having viewership. So all these things that we've been putting out in Q4 about our ratings rising so precipitously and so dramatically from millions of people watching to tens of millions of people watching, what does that really mean? It means there's more ability to sell ads and make more money. And that's also a process. It takes time. You've got to get the product, get the distribution, get the viewership, talk to the agencies, get them to say yes, and then run the ads. And that's what we've been working on. These are the building blocks that have been put in place. So the announcement a couple of days ago about booking a couple $100,000 already in the month of January for new advertisers coming on board, which included blue chip advertisers. These were not, before we had, smaller companies, less prominent, less A-listers, I'll say, that were advertising on the channel. Well, when we get companies like Britannia, which is one of the biggest food product lines, it's sort of like Nabisco of India, when you've got Airtel, which is like saying, Rogers or Telus or a company like that in India. When you talk about Flipkart, that's owned by Walmart, that's the Walmart of India. These are major brands. These are A-list brands that only advertise with A-list entities and media outlets. And so we feel like we're moving into that category. That people who've been watching finally went, oh, shit, this is actually really happening. This is actually really congealing. And so phase three is monetization, is starting to go. And we've also talked about original content. We launched an original show, Kia Instabolta. I think we're going to have some news about that fairly soon, about what's happening with that. That's exciting. And what's so gratifying right now is I feel like we have a real set of shareholders, both new and old, who go, wow, okay, we're turning into believers now. We see that there's actually real stuff happening here. Let's go and we're on for the ride now. So it couldn't be, I'm I've been doing all this stuff a long time, and I learned a long time ago. I try not to ever get too high or too low. Um, and in a weird way, it's like, okay, great, today's over. Now we got to get on to the next thing. And I'm not really like out uncorking champagne today just because our stock went up 100% in the last week. I'm kind of saying, okay, great to have good support. Now let's deliver to these investors and show them what we can do. So I'm fired up on that basis, not because it's like, oh, we won the game.
Yeah, no, hey, you're through the first inning, or the first
Exactly. We're in
couple
the
innings, and
first inning, and we had men on base, and we actually scored a run.
yeah,
Good.
exactly. No, and I think, and people echoed this, across a lot of the social platforms is, wow, we're actually seeing fruits of the labor. It's becoming material. These views, these ratings we talk about. Oh, money in the bank account. So
Yeah.
again, congratulations. I know, really the roller coaster of emotions you must have felt over the past few years, but hey, it's looking good. We're moving forward, and that's fantastic. And getting these A-list advertisers really to take a chance is a huge congratulations. And now obviously you guys deliver, continue growing this great channel that look, at least the ratings, the stats look like you're growing an amazing channel. Then these guys must be happy. So
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you. I mean, one of the things I'm most excited about is, I mean, that news this week, that's just about television. That's just TV. And TV's always been extremely important to us and is kind of the Trojan horse to our larger strategy of leading us into the digital and mobile world. But, we hope to have things that we're talking about in the mobile and digital space soon. We already, did a release about our growth on Chingari, and our growth since I made that release is like ridiculous. It's gone up. I'm practically ready to do another release about how fast we're growing on Chingari. Well, that's a mobile app that's going to be monetized in 2021. We've got our influencer marketing business. So there's other stuff that's there. It's not just one spot. And yes, we absolutely positively expect for television to deliver the most revenue in 2021. That's always been the case, probably 2022 as well. But digital and mobile is a world that we've just scratched just the tiniest bit on thus far. And I think that's, sometimes it's easy to forget how big that opportunity is for us.
Yeah. No, I agree. Hey, there are lots of different revenue streams as well. I know people get caught, oh, just the channel, just the channel. But I know we've talked in the past, obviously, about the influencer business. Now Chingari looks like it's getting exciting, and really a lot of exciting things to come. You're already teasing some updates. I don't want to give anything away just yet. I want to let people know we are going to do a Q&A video here coming up. I think it's kind of perfect timing. So if there's any questions about Kurt, about the team, about the channel, or whatever else entertainment wise you guys want to ask, would love to kind of squeeze it into a video. But Kurt, again, congratulations on an amazing week, amazing success, amazing year really for the Q. Anything else you wanted to kind of say?
No, I think we are. This is the next phase in our growth. People. I mean, it sounded crazy when we were at 5 or 6 cents, where we would say, we think this is $1 or $2 stock, 2 years from now, and people would be kind of like, yeah, okay, right, great. Try for 10 cents.
Yeah.
And we think people are paying attention. I mean, look, we're backing it up. I mean, these audience revenue numbers, that's from an agency that's public information. It's not like there's anything, it's right out there. Anybody can find this and see it, et cetera, et cetera. They can watch the channel and see the advertisers we're talking about. They can watch any of the platforms we're on and see our content on there. So this is a real thing that's happening, and it's happening in a country that is just exploding in terms of video consumption and distribution. I mean, television is still a growth business in India. It's still growing. There's more households being added on to television. When people come out, there's some crazy number of people that come out of poverty every day in India. What's the first thing they do? They buy a phone and a TV set. So we're just, we think that we're a pure play business in an explosive territory in the fastest growing category, which is media consumption and advertising to that. So that's what we're really excited about. And just the same way, not very long ago, 20 cents, or I think today at one point we were 23 cents. I think we're 20 and a half is what we closed at, Jason.
Yeah.
But you know, it wasn't very long ago that that looked like, oh man, let's, you know, we just get up to there. Our real goal is to grow this thing truly to $1, and that's where we believe we're headed.
Yeah. No, again, amazing. The growth has been incredible. The support that we've been seeing. I want to thank everyone who's been following, the journey, and really, staying on board and encouraging, all of us to really do these videos. But of course, the team that keep delivering. And, we definitely want to answer some of your guys' questions, really get other people involved. But, Kurt, thanks so much. I hope you enjoy your weekend,
Yeah,
amazing
yeah.
week. And
Thanks, Jason, so much. Yeah, great weekend. Look, we're going to do, as you said, we'll do we'll do a question Q&A thing here. Probably not next week, but probably the following.
Sure.
Maybe maybe I'll have some news coming next week that can give us more to talk about the following week.
Perfect. Well,
Okay.
before you give any teasers away here, I'm gonna close it off again. Thanks so much. Again, great job this week, and looking forward to chatting soon.
Fantastic. Thanks, Jason.